Are you curious which heroes are dominating in the current meta of Deadlock? Well, strap in, because I've crunched the numbers to bring you the top heroes that you should be playing based on data from the highest ranked players in Deadlock. If these players are using these heroes, you should be too. The meta changes with every patch, so staying up to date with the best heroes can have a massive impact on your gameplay. By analyzing the numbers, we can see what's working for the best players and use that knowledge to elevate our own performance. What's going on, guys? My name is Kronos, and today we're going to be analyzing data from the top 3 ranks in Deadlock. We'll be taking a look at their highest win rates and pick rates across the 3 top ranks to see what they're picking most and, more importantly, what they're winning with most. They play these heroes because they are the meta heroes to play. They're the strongest based on the patch, and it's not to say that maybe some heroes are really bad compared to these, but these are the ones that are just the best at the moment. This video has been kind of taking place over a week now, so the data in the graphs really isn't going to be reflecting the most updated data right now because it is updated every minute. It is a live tracking over on TrackLock. Things tend to shift around a little bit, but what I found most interesting over the past week is that while it has shifted around a little bit, it has stayed the same pretty much across the board through and through. The top heroes are the top heroes for a reason. So with that out of the way, first we're going to be looking at Phantom. You'll see on the left side, there's the highest win percentage heroes for the rank, being Warden, Bone Krill, Pocket, Ivy, Viscous, and Paradox. The last positions on these graphs are going to be kind of the ones that flip around a little bit, but up to the top 8 heroes are the same, just kind of shuffled around at the top ranks. So you'll see pretty much the same heroes across the board with just a couple others sprinkled in. And we'll be ranking all of these at the end to see exactly which is the highest pick and win across the board. And speaking of picks, the highest pick rate heroes in Phantom are Haze, Pocket, Lash, Warden, Eternus, and Vindicta. Again, these last 2 are the ones that are going to be flipping around a little bit. But you'll get ready to see some familiar faces in Ascendant. Like I said, it's pretty much going to be the same across the board for these top ranks. If you go and look at the data, the lower ranks is where you see a very big kind of swing between even single ranks in which heroes are being picked and which heroes are winning. And again, it's not to say that all the other heroes that aren't these are just so bad you shouldn't be playing them, but these are the ones that are working the most. So it might make your lives a little easier to play these heroes. Being Bone Krill, Warden, Pocket, Dynamo, Yamato, and Abrams in the highest win percentages for Ascendant. Looks pretty much the same from Phantom, with just the kind of the back 3 being Ivy, Viscous, and Paradox from Phantom, changing to Dynamo, Yamato, and Abrams, with the pick rates being Haze, Pocket, Warden, Lash, and Paradox. Which, shocker, 4 of 4 from the last rank are the same. Are we seeing the patterns yet, people? This is why I included up to Phantom, because I didn't want to go too much lower than that. Giving us a larger data set makes it easier to see patterns within the data. And we're already seeing it. These are, without a doubt, the best heroes. And just because you're a lower rank doesn't mean these heroes are going to automatically make you the best player in the world. But again, it'll make your lives easier playing the better heroes. Maybe they're balanced better. These are the ones that are being updated, tweaked. That's how you see the swing, is when they get updated, that's when everything shifts. Because the meta changes almost every 2 weeks now with the big updates. So taking those numbers in, those heroes in, we'll go look at Eternus, the creme de la creme, the big dog. Now, the reason I didn't include just Eternus and we just looked at Eternus is because Eternus is such a small number of players. This is where you kind of get a bias within the win rates. With the smaller data sets, you kind of get a bias within the data. So that's why it's important to kind of take all of the numbers in and not just look at win rate, because it might be a little misleading, or just pick rate. You kind of can, looking at both of them paints a fuller picture for you to be able to kind of pick through. So with the highest win rate heroes in Eternus being Pocket, Bone Krill, Paradox, Dynamo, and Wraith popping in here. She is, again, a flex one, with the highest picks being Haze, Pocket, Warden, Lash, and Vindicta. if you've been paying attention, I think you're not going to be too surprised when we get into the ranking portion in just a second. But I just thought it was really interesting to kind of look at it this way, because you can always just look at the patches and try to decide for yourself, like, if something is working, if this is a buff or a nerf. Looking at the data, you can see real time what's working and what's not based on the most current balancing of the game. And you have access to all of this too. This is available on TrackLock. I will link them down below. They've got a lot of interesting data that we'll be picking through on this channel. And so with that, let's go ahead and get into the ranking portion. I don't know if I want to do this as a tier list or what. We'll figure that out now. If you like the video so far, it'd mean a lot to me if you hit the like and subscribe button. Let me know down below what you think of the top heroes so far, and let's get into the ranking. So into the tier list we go. We're going to be looking at just the top heroes. I'm not going to rank them all. It's not to say that the ones that aren't ranked are that bad, but we are concerned with the top heroes that are played and winning right now. So firstly, we're going to put our boy Pocket up here at S. He is across the board the highest win and pick rate hero. There's higher pick rate heroes in general, but have worse win rates. Pocket is resounding success across the top of the charts. A good Pocket is something to fear. Pocket is the man to be playing right now. Followed by Warden. Another one just dominating across the charts in pick and win rate. As a Warden main, I understand it. I love Warden. Personally, I think he's really easy to play, so maybe that's part of the reason why he's up here. He is a powerhouse when played correctly, which could be said about all of these, including Mo and Krill. Another one that across the board, he was more in win rate than pick rate, because I think not everybody likes picking him because he's hard to play. He's not going to be the highest pick rate hero because not everybody can play. I can't play him, but a good Mo and Krill can dominate a game and completely change how things roll out. Just like Hayes can. Hayes, press 4. She's been the best girl since the game came out. One that I think maybe suffers from having too many games in her win and loss rate, because she's kind of plateaued because she has such a high pick rate. Everybody plays her, so there's so much data that it just kind of peters out after a while. And another powerhouse is Lash. He is another one that is the top. I mean, the argument could be made that these could be an S. I know that Hayes has been recently buffed. Just looking at this, you might have better success win rate wise with one of these characters who everybody's playing and is also winning with. Just like, where is she? Paradox. This is another one with very high win rate stats and maybe a little bit less on the pick rate side. She's one that in the right hands is very dangerous, but not for everybody. But with that being said, she's also within the top pick rate for many of the ranks and is above many of these other heroes. So she is definitely one you should be playing. So far, these are, I mean, we could cut it here, but we'll finish up with these other ones just to kind of fill it in. But these are our best heroes in the game right now, based on the data that we have. This has been rock solid the same for the past week while I've been working on this. And we'll take a peek at it again next week with the big update and see what changes. I'm very curious. This is something we can track and watch, see how it evolves with the game. Going through, we'll throw in the rest. We've got Abrams, I'll put him at C. He really just kind of pops up at the lower ranks. Dynamo and Ivy, two that are absolute essentials because they're two of the main supports in the game, and also have very good win rates and pick rates. Down here, we'll also throw the other blue lady as well as Yamato. These are ones that kind of crest the upper top spots, but never really make it past it. Yamato did a couple times. Eternus is another one of these just kind of outliers that is good. Same with Wraith. I feel like Wraith only ended up in Eternus because it was Eternus and there's not that much data in there. Same with Viscous. We got a couple Viscuses. And really, these are the only ones we saw within the rankings. I will throw Lady Geist and Kelvin in here because they are two that I continually saw in the 7, 8, 9 position. So they're worth mentioning just to give you just a wide range of heroes. But the focus here is these top ones. And I feel like the tier list doesn't do it justice. Maybe it does, but these are the ones I think you guys should be playing. You'll have more fun if you can play these heroes efficiently and win more games, importantly, rising through the ranks. I hope this has been informational. Please let me know down below if you agree, if you disagree. I'd love to hear. It's all up to interpretation. The numbers don't lie, but they do sometimes, I guess. So I'd love to hear from you. My name has been Kronos. Thank you for watching. I'll be streaming here later on tonight and going forward, so please keep an eye out for that, and I will see you later. Good night.